January 2025. Today's Sunday. Um, Welcome. Hope you're doing good and you've been having a great day. And for those of you who are in other parts of the world, where the time is not the same as what we have in Biafra land, you want to sleep or you're already sleeping, I want to say welcome. And anytime you meet this video, just say welcome to you. I say good day or good evening to you. It's important that I make this video because it is one of the concerns that I have had, or I have, in fact, basically, is the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu being the, because he signalizes or he represents what we all are looking for, freedom. In fact, if you want to talk about an iconic representation of what we're looking for, we are definitely going to have Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as the person who actually symbolically represents. He has sacrificed for it. He has, differently from every other person who had been on the line. Ojukwu, it was a necessity for Ojukwu to declare Biafra, and Ojukwu had a position as a regional governor as at that time. Other people also, who have come as talking about freedom fighting. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is unique because rather than just, coming up to say he wants to lead the fight for freedom, he has done exceptional things that has, placed him or made him stand out. And that is why he's my focus. I have seen so many things under this narrative of freedom fighting. I've seen so many attitude, actions, behaviors of people, and all of that. What have you? So many of our people, and the only way you know about how people behave and what people can do and why there have been issues among people is to study their attitude and actions and behaviors. For instance, if you want to study the behaviors of most of our people who have traveled abroad, maybe especially to the European countries or to or any Western nation, if you want to study you want to know the average ego of a Biafran, just visit or just look critically at most of these people who are today part of Biafra freedom and are abroad. if you want to understand. Now, before you even go to that length, anyways, look at the average behavior of someone who has traveled abroad to his family members, to the people. I hear some people who tell their family members, I'll feed you and feed your generation. I'm doing this for you, I'm doing that for you, and all of that. There are so many languages and so many words that come out of the people, then you'll be able to understand what the people actually and who they are and what they are doing and their behavior and all of that. And sorry, I'm just being distracted somehow because I'm trying to get a link to what I'm doing right now so that I can send it to some other people who want. Anyways, let's just go straight to what we are going to be doing today, or what I'm doing today. I want to appreciate you anyways for joining because I want to look critically. I don't know why the network just went off. Yeah, it's crazy. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu anyways is still in detention. And it worries me so much. Every day I think about him, I pray for him. What is going through his mind and what he's feeling. Now, it is one thing for someone to be going through some stuff. It is another thing for someone to be going through some stuff and have the right people around him. Now, why am I saying this? Because my concern today is actually about the people around Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And I think that the main challenge of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being in detention. Or the main challenge of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu are his lawyers. Some of us are critical about his lawyers. Some of us are saying, hey, this lawyer is not doing fine. The other lawyer is not doing fine. So let's get rid of this lawyer. Let's get the other lawyer. Anyways, the problem or the main challenge Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going through their job under the Nigeria fiction and can only do as much as they can do at a particular time, or do as much as they can do based on the law and what is allowed in the terrain of Nigeria. Forget about whatever is in the constitution or in the books or in the laws. Forget about rule of law or anything. The truth about it is that whatever the government of Nigeria interprets as rule of law under the context of Nigeria, based on the fact that we know that Nigeria is only a construct for an organized business for the British Empire, using proxies like the Nigeria government, the Fulanis, and other people who are serving the Fulanis. Both are people who are serving the Fulanis. And why it is very, very crucial to look at how much Nigeria is able to succeed today. The only tribe that is making Nigeria succeed today, in the sense of Nigeria being together, is the Igbo tribe. Now let me explain. It is not for good, it is not positive, it is not because we are business people. Leave that issue. Yes, business-wise, we're industrious, we're that, we're everywhere in the world, we're doing businesses. Yes, I understand that. We're succeeding because we are gifted. We know how to approach business things. In fact, we've seen so many analysis of, saying, Harvard University got the idea of some stuff and all of that, and built a course around that, business of the Igbos and all of this stuff. Yes, we know it is good to have money. It is good to do business. It is good to have the knowledge to to project or to prosecute a particular idea or something. We are very good at that. Yes, we are blessed and all of that. But the problem here is not about the issue here, or the context of which I'm talking about, of Nigeria being together now, being so because of the Igbos. It's not because we are succeeding. No. We are the ones who are helping the Fulanis and the British keep Nigeria together, exploiting Nigeria, and stealing our own resources. Now, if you remember let me give an instance. I was listening to, I got some clips from someone, listening to the Ezebo in Lagos. Also, that was actually during the election period. Also, he was arrested and locked up. And then somebody like Simon Ekpa, use it as a political or as a gimmick to make more money. What he does is he wants an issue to arise. That is, you see, an average Igbo person is so selfish and self-centered. An average Igbo person. That is why we are here. That is why Nigeria is today together. That is why Nigeria is not broken yet. We are the ones sustaining it because of our selfish behaviors, because of our nasty behaviors. Let me tell you something. I'm going to go into the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but I just want to bring this. Now, the man was saying something. He has been there over a year. Simon came up as soon as he was put in jail. Oh, release him. We'll give you 7 days. Because he believes that within 7 days, they would have settled, maybe they would have said some things and they would have settled the matter. The man will be out. And then he will now come to you and say, I gave them 7 days, and within 7 days, they have released him. Oh, within 1 month, you must release that man in Lagos. Because he knows that within 1 month, normally, there will be bail or something, he will be released. Not knowing that it is even more difficult from more is deeper. What is on ground is deeper than what he knows. So when he saw that his narratives of bragging, of demanding, of giving ultimatum didn't work, he went silent on that matter and pretended as if that matter does not exist. If you remember, that's what Simon did. An average Igbo man capitalizes on every situation or the predicament of another Igbo man to score a point for his selfish purpose to get money into his own pocket. That's how our people are. So what did Simon want to achieve then? Or what was he trying to achieve? To cow his people, those who believe in him, his henchmen, so that they will bring in more monies, especially during their fundraising and other times. They will make more vows and release more monies. That's all. So he used the predicament of that Ezebo in Lagos to do what he did. And when it didn't work, he didn't say anything about it again. He continued his own narrative. He looks for every opportunity to do this because he sees every opportunity as a means of making money. Now, averagely, an Igbo man is the reason why Nigeria is together now, not for good, but for the bad. We capitalize on the problems for our selfish ends. That's what we do. We capitalize on the situation. We have this ego Now, if you want to understand the average, as I said initially, you want to understand the average ego problem of an Igbo man, observe the one that has traveled to Europe or the one that is in America or any other nation of the world that is doing well, UAE and all of that. Observe his behavior towards his family members. Observe his behavior towards even his fellow men. They feel they have arrived. Now, what is in Europe? What is in America? But they feel because they are there, they have arrived. Now, from there, you are able to see the negative side. So, the strength that we carry, the charisma to make money, to be industrious, to do lots of things, succeed, and all of that is being negatively applied. So, we have a basic problem. Now, that man in Lagos, did you know what he said? He said, it is his own fellow Igbo men that made sure that the government of, oh my, why the network problem suddenly? I was not having this before. So anytime you see a particular narrative, especially against a people, continuing. Now, ask yourself this question: why is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu still in detention? You see, I'll go there after a while. Let me just finish what I'm saying. The Eze Igbo in Lagos, he said that his fellow Igbo men would come to the cell. They would threaten and tell him that this is where he's going to die, which means it is actually our people that were helping the government of Lagos keep him there. Some of you were saying, why is the government of Lagos not releasing this man? Oh, they should release him. They must release him. Blah, blah. They kept him not because they have the power to keep him. They kept him because our people, an Igbo man or some group of Igbo people, were the ones insisting or funding or fueling his detention. They were the ones fueling his detention. So even as much as that, you can never, let me tell you something, you can never do anything without nobody, just like what Abacha said. You remember what Abacha said? He said, when you see insurrection or you see a particular insecurity in a particular nation, I don't know how many days or so, but within 24 hours and it's not quelled, even within some few days or so it's not quelled or it's not brought down, know that the government is involved. Every Igbo man in detention today, politically or in other ways, the only reason why they are in detention is because there is an Igbo man somewhere who insists that they must be in detention, or who is helping them, who is helping to keep them in detention. So that Ezebo in Lagos said that he was in jail and it was our people that were keeping him in jail. They come there to threaten him. Now let me tell you something. I've been listening, one of the things that really shaping my mind to understand our people, I thought we actually had genuine people. I can tell you right now, it is very difficult to find genuine people who are actually fighting for Biafra right now. It is very difficult. I will tell you the truth. In fact, out of the 100%, 99.9 are not genuine. The fighters of those who are claiming to be fighting for freedom right now, 99.9% are not genuine. My experience coming into this thing after Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because I've been observing, watching, supporting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I felt, wow, he has a great team. Let me just stay and keep airing my voice and, of course, supporting him morally wherever I am, pray for him and all of that. I never bothered to come into the whole thing, when he was there, because I felt we have people who are competent, people are working. But my normal self is that when I see people engage in something, I believe they are coming in genuinely. So, I was not really observing that. I was not really knowing, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was actually projecting these things very, very well. And, he was not actually looking at or maybe trying to wash our dirty linen in public. So, everything that was happening around Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was unique, was fantastic. Also, we felt everything was good. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had the wrong team around him. The truth about it is that majority of the people around Mazi Nnamdi Kanu were just there to make money. They wanted IPOB to continue like a family thing. Every month, people will contribute. They will bring money from diaspora. They will bring money from here, and they will say they are conducting rallies here. They are doing this here and all of that, and money keeps flowing every month, and they are making money. And some of them are being paid. So it was like business as usual. So anything that threatens the connection or the financial inflow, is even Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself being a threat to that was the reason why they sold him, because he was actually seeking to sort this matter with Nigeria once and for all. When he raised ESN, they said, "Wow, this thing has gone to the end. We might end this business very soon. We have to continue this business, so let's get rid of him." And the Nigeria government offered 100 million. Mietiala, you get heard it. We don't even know what the Nigeria government offered. Mietiala alone took about 100 million. Bounty, 100 million naira bounty on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Some other people too who would have said some stuff. And suddenly, it was a Biafran that provided his private jet to go and pick Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It was a Biafran that was contracted to attract Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It was a Biafran that was contracted to link to some people in the DOS who were able to connect, who know about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's movement and all of that. It was a Biafran that was set up to engage Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to set up a meeting, to call him to meet at the airport. And it was a Biafran. Everything about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's problem and how he was caught was carried out, instigated by the Fulanis in collaboration with our people, and then carried out by our people. It was a Biafran whose jet was used to convey Mazi Nnamdi Kanu back after he was kidnapped. It was a Biafran's jet that was used to convey him. Why didn't they use Dangote's jet? Why didn't they use any other tribe? They used a Biafran because we always want to bring our people down. Now, from the issue, when I came into this Biafra project, I began to look critically into the whole thing, and I observed something. Our people are not genuine. Now, I have, especially when I began to work with Simon and I began to see the behavior of our people, the actions of our people, motive, I began to understand motives, the way the people talk, the way they behave. They just want to be in control. Some of them were even not happy with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Some of those people who come online. Now, most of you think that because someone is online and they have so much followership online, doesn't mean they are genuine. For the fact that you have so many people having followership, people are viewing when they are preaching, when they are talking, they come on and they talk with charisma. That does not qualify or prove that they are genuine in this Biafra project. When we began under Simon and we started the whole thing and we were called autopilot, and then we took the name and things started going on, I began to observe things. I observed Azuka, I observed Simon, I observed other people who were with me, I observed the media team. I began to understand some stuff. Something is wrong somewhere. But I said, okay, no, you can't have a perfect people. Even me, I'm not perfect. So there's no way we can have the perfect people. So if we can't have a perfect people, why not we just try to work on our strength rather than look at our weaknesses? But the truth about it is that the weaknesses were actually the main thing they were fronting. They were not working genuinely. If you were working genuinely and you had your faults, that's a different thing. But if you're working with intentions that are not genuine, with your fault, it becomes worse because you can go deadly. You can kill. You can destroy just to get your intentions materialized. So our people went deadly. Some of our people went deadly. Some of our people became criminals. They decided to start kidnapping. They were so desperate. They want their faces to be on the currency. They want to displace Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They want to sideline him. They want to capitalize on his situation to get to to now become the people that other people will begin to worship. And when now I got to the climax of the Simon stuff, and when Simon now did what he did and began to come online to blackmail because he didn't want to be exposed, I moved on, and we moved on, some of us. We now came up under the Accountability and Transparency Group. Now, under the Accountability and Transparency Group, I met some people, we were talking, we were doing some stuff. I felt that some of them, of course, from Simon's side, we moved over. And my mindset is that, okay, the people who have moved over are actually wanting to be genuine and really work for this. But some of them, well, anyways, I discovered along the line, their intention is because they were not able to receive the attention they wanted from Simon, and maybe they wanted to get in that position and that leverage of control under Simon. Of course, we know Simon is criminal. He is not genuine. He also has his own intentions. So he didn't want anybody around him who would threaten his position, threaten his financial inflow, and threaten his control. So when he sees that you are someone who is going to threaten him, threaten his position and all of that, he wants to kick you away. He wants to kick you off. So some of them who left for the accountability and transparency group actually were people who were looking to have an influence over him. They couldn't. So they came over here. We thought they had genuine intentions. They didn't have genuine intentions. They actually came. Now, you see, there are so many things. I have been hearing so many things about the issue, especially some of these people who were with me in accountability and transparency group, especially the women. I've been hearing so many gossips. They're saying so many things about me. I am not someone who comes in. I don't know how they have time. You know, how they have time to sit to gossip. If out of all the problems you have, and out of all the situations we have in Biafra, and out of all the circumstances around us, you still have time to gossip, then you must be a very strong person. That means you don't even have a focus in the first place. Two, you don't even have you are not busy. If I'm talking about those in diaspora, most of these women in diaspora. Now, you are in diaspora, you're going through, look at the kind of work you guys do. In hours, you'll be working your ass out. Some of you want to prove a point. You work your ass out and you want to impress your family members. You want to impress Biafrans. You want to donate. You want to show that you are there. You want to show that you have this, you have that. But you are working your ass out. You are working, you are working so hard. Yet you have time to sit down to gossip. Now, what are they gossiping? If I ask them now, what are they gossiping about me? Ask them now what. It's just like someone who was with me about 2 weeks ago, working in my organization here. She's a white lady. She came all the way from Israel, and she came into, and she was with my organization and all of that. And we were having some stuff. And one time yeah, sorry about that. It's a network. Now she called me a hypocrite, and I took it seriously. I said, if you call me a hypocrite, now if I call you, I know the things you've done that I've overlooked. Let me tell you, as a white lady, call yourself a white lady, elderly, somebody who is about 60. I said, let me tell you, if I want to call you a name now, I'll call you a selfish person. And I said, if I'm going to call you a selfish person, I'll give you proofs. And I cited my proofs to her. I said, this is the reason, this is the reason, this is the reason, this is the reason, this is what you have done here, this is what you have done here, this is what you have done here. Are they lies? No, they are not lies. So that proves the fact that what I'm saying is true about you. I now said, now you are calling me a hypocrite. Can you give me an instance? She said I should know. I said, how am I going to know? If you take someone to court, you must give instances. You must prove that, just like the Nigerian government has taken Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and taken him to court and all of that, they can't prove it. That's why they're dancing here and there. They can't prove it. Now you're trying to indict someone, you don't have proofs. Tell me why I'm a hypocrite. Now I want to talk to those women in diaspora, especially, who are busy. All they do is gossip. They are just busy gossiping. This one will call, this one will go to, this one will go. They have time. I don't know how they have time abroad there to gossip. And I want them to, if you want to gossip, give the full story. You said give the full story in the first place. Give story that will, because if you are saying that someone has done something, that means the two of you were actually in a thing before something happened, right? Because if you said you had a discussion with me, for instance, and I said this, I said that, or you said that I have done this, I have done that to you, what brought us together that led into me doing this and doing that, or led into me saying this and saying that? And when I was saying this and saying that, what were you also saying? Now, some of us have to reason. When someone is coming to gossip about, about some stuff, about someone against someone, and gossip about someone to you, ask yourself this question first in your mind. What does this person want to achieve? It takes two to tangle. So which means that if there is an issue or a discussion or an action somewhere, two things must have, transpired. What is your role? What is that role? Now, the truth, again, second point is this. Why are you waiting until when you are no more with this person or something has happened along the line, and now that is when you now want to come and talk about what this person has done and what that person has done? Always ask questions, because if before you come to talk about if the person was doing wrong initially, why didn't you and bring it out for justice? Why did you wait until when you are now beginning to have a problem with this person, and that is when you now want to actually talk about what this person has done? Most of these women go around, and I began to ask myself, are these the ones that have been talking about following Mazi Nnamdi Kanu all this while? Talking about Biafra. Are these the kinds of people that will give you Biafra? No sense, no brain, nothing upstairs. They are just there, empty. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's main problem or main challenge right now is having the right people around him. That's the main challenge he has. He doesn't have the main people, the real people, the right people, the people who have right intents. And so it is more painful not to have, it is more critical and more painful not to have the right people around you than to even be in jail for having the right people around you. Let me tell you, being in jail is not right. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu being in jail is unacceptable. But do you know why he's still in jail? His jail condition and the situation that has kept him in jail till date is projected, promoted, sponsored, and being made to continue because of the behavior of our people and because the right people are not around Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now let me tell you something. Do you know why the politicians in Biafra land are having a free ability to make the government of Nigeria, the Tinubu government and all the Fulanis and all of that to keep Mazi Nnamdi Kanu where he is? Do you know why? Do you know why? The politicians are politicians. Forget about whatever they come out to say and how they come out to tell you that, hey, this and oh, hey, say that and all of that, and how they come to say, talk about we are working, we want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be out, insecurity, blah, blah. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be out, and we are working, we are going to meet the presidency. Forget about those talks. Those are political propaganda and manipulations. Those are deception. There's something called deception. It can be used positively and negatively. Deceiving, manipulating the situation. Deception always, deception can never be positive anyways, because deception is deception. But charisma is the context or the actual action that help people to deceive people well. So deceivers and criminals use the act of deception with the gift of charisma, or the ability, their growth of charisma, the ability of charisma, to make people believe what they believe. Today, Simon Epa, Ngozi Arabueze, and other people, and Azuka and all those people were able to amass wealth, make money from Biafrans because they use the narrative of deception, the sentiment of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu being in jail, and the sentiment of talking tough, the sentiment of charisma, using the analysis or the issue of the predicament of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to talk tough and to make you feel that when they talk tough, you believe, you say, wow, this person is, oh, strong woman.